Hi Dee, it's Harris Reed, and my biggest dream is literally coming true. Welcome to my home. So we are in I call it the salon. It's basically a living room that also has our dining room in it. Really the room we do everything in. This apartment, when we saw it, looked nothing like this whatsoever. It used to be a part of this incredible manor block that has been split over the years and years into different apartments. And when we walked in, it just had so much history and so much potential. And as someone who makes dresses and hats for a living, this took my creativity and also my patience to a whole new level. We worked with my godfather who owns Four Corners. And then for the interior design, we worked with Clementine Studios. I came with so many ideas. My husband came with so many ideas. So it was a really collaborative process and very, very hands-on. All the walls are hand embroidered with the amazing company Fermentel. And then it lent itself into a really wacky art. All the art in this room is from Chilean artists because my husband's Chilean. So for me, it was really important to bring a bit of like his home into here. It's also a beautiful way of bringing in color to the space. We have an insane ceiling above us. And the story with the ceiling, growing up in Arizona, I remember I used to always just stare at the ceiling, dreaming of like a better place. And so every time I ever create, I always look up. So I always knew when we bought our first place, I wanted a really crazy ceiling to really symbolize hope and creativity. These insane wall lights are about 2.5 meters by 2 meters. They're vintage 1950s Italian wall sconces that were from an old cinema in Paris. My wonderful husband told me, he's like, babe, where are these gonna go? And this is gonna eat up the whole room. And you know what? They're fabulous. You can see through. The key thing with this house is just having a safe, queer, fun place. And England is very gray. So things like these objects make me really, really happy. Fireplace. This is my number one thing. The whole room is based around this. It's from Renaissance London. I always had this vision of me like having martinis with a fabulous fireplace. We put plants in front of it because I don't know how you turn it on. So right now it's kind of a garden. This for me was my dream sofa. It's an original Marbellini B&B Italia sofa. This is kind of my baby and my angel. And even though I'm crawling on it, I don't really let anyone sit on it right now, but it's so nice. And as someone who knows what I do, I love velvet. It's just delicious. It's just so yummy and it's so fabulous. So we're gonna go into the hallway. Fun fact is why the house, I think, sat for about a year with no one buying it, because you have this is the main staircase of the building. And it was actually quite an eyesore before because it was just like this really stark white, very low. And I mean, I still now have to duck, which is hysterical because everyone's like, you bought a house that you literally have to duck to be in. Regina at Studio Clementine knocked it out of the park. We had Locker and Riley do this insane branches covered in roses that kind of completely climbs the space and climbs onto this wall. We've also put all of our wedding pictures and photos with a lot of meaning to us on this wall. We sleep in here, and every morning I wake up, the first thing I see is this hallway and all these photos, and it just brings so much love. And then I have these insane Martin Bradinsky and object lights. I'm obsessed with lighting. This was a very dark hallway, so just adding these completely changed the space. So this is the smallest room in the house, but I just was obsessed with having this like Oscar Wilde kind of like gentleman parlors bathroom. And so we worked with Fermentel and CP Hart to kind of create this little magical Harry Potter. It's literally under the staircase space. Obviously, if you're hanging out in here, you're using the bathroom, but I think it's quite fun. And who doesn't want to like use the bathroom and be like, oh, I'm in a sexy gentleman's bar. So we are in our main bedroom / the only bedroom in the house. As someone who travels a lot for work and is, always like on the run, I wanted to kind of come back into what felt like a little cocoon. So we worked with Fermentel on this insane hand-painted wallpaper. What's really lovely about it is it's like this fabulous naturescape with these burnt oranges and fuchsias in it. And they were really amazing about customizing it. So they put these like hand-embroidered swallows on the wall, and they took the stencil from my husband's tattoo and they embroidered it. So he's always here, and if he's not here, and then my husband always calls me like a little bumblebee and a butterfly. So they put these little tufted bumblebees that you see kind of scattered throughout all the wallpaper. And obviously we have the world's craziest chandelier. It's by Bottega Veneziana. I believe it was much bigger than this. So they scaled the whole thing, hand blew the entire thing in Murano, and a lovely contractor, Scott, was able to put the whole thing up. And at night, the light just dances across the whole room and you feel like you're just kind of in this trippy forest. Before I opened this door, this was what all my friends and family laughed about when I showed them the apartment. They're like, oh, it's almost too good to be true. And then I showed them the closet, and basically all of our clothes, everything I own and my husband owns, are on these 2 racks. It's definitely been a bit of a challenge as someone who's a fashion designer. In a lot of videos you watch, people are like, they're like, the best thing about my marriage is like a his and hers closet or a his and his closet, and that's the only way to have a perfect marriage. I think that's not true. I think if you have this pole right here, this is the key to a perfect marriage, because with this stick, I can put up all of his suits, all of his clothes, all of my clothes. Whenever anyone has these gorgeous, immaculate closets, I'm like, yeah, but who lives like that? You know, it's all jammed in and we all wear it. And then you see me like climb up a little ladder with my really big pole and I try and like grab and put new things away. So it's good because it pushes me to kind of have to think my weeks through. We make it work for us. This is our crazy French parlor meets Wes Anderson, but also very English bathroom. Having a bath felt like my biggest luxury, and we customized it by making the marble top for it. When I'm in the bath, I'm drinking sparkling water, I'm reading, I'm covering the whole bath in candles, so I needed a surface to place things on. We did antique mirror for all the walls, which this actually, anyone who has a smaller apartment, mirroring anything really changes the whole space, and meant that we didn't have to clean it after showering because you had all the spots kind of on top of it. We have a original Fei Weiwei painting. I've been obsessed with Fei Weiwei since uni. I framed it in an IKEA frame myself, and what I was really proud of myself for is I took the wallpaper from the room and I actually stuck it behind. So when you look at it, it gives this fun effect like it's built into the wall. We did these fabulous velvet curtains that wrap the whole space, and when you're in here at night, it's literally like you're cocooned away from the world. So if my fabulous husband is running up and down the hallways on a loud call, I have my own little sanctuary. This is my husband, Eitan,
Nice
who I'm
everybody.
finding in the kitchen.
This is our lovely little
Look at him, he's on this.
cozy kitchen.
The coffee machine that he had to get. And the fun fact about your coffee machine is no one knows how to use it besides him. And if you ever come over and want a coffee, I can't help you.
It's one of those things that it's not easy to use, but I love how not easy to use it is. It was in our vows, actually.
It was in our vows. Eitan makes me coffee every morning, which makes me sound like a diva, but he has Sundays off.
We haven't talked about the most important element of the whole kitchen.
My water tap.
Yeah. Before we knew the place we were going to get, we knew we had to have one of these.
Because of Kendall Jenner's Architectural Digest open door video. And the way she talked about her pot filler, I was like, I need a pot filler.
Yeah.
What am I filling with this pot filler? Nothing. But no, that's a lie. I fill up
We use
all,
it
I
every
use it all the
day.
time for floral arrangements, but I don't use it very much for cooking. We kept all the original cabinets and they're all stainless steel. And this had this huge bank of like massive cabinets that really took up the whole space. So the first thing that we did is we ripped all of it out and did these kind of fun floating shelves that visually look really beautiful. I think it turned out great. And we have a lot of like knickknacks, like, you know, from our travels and from friends. We have like a bit from a train that was signed by Wes Anderson because he designed like one of the Belmont trains that we went on a date on.
It's a painting of Harris's dad.
Yeah, my dad just watching me as I'm washing dishes and just like eyes of disappointment. Just kidding. It is kind of hysterical that it's right at my eye as we're doing everything.
It's funny, I think everybody always ends up in the kitchen, and to have such a kind of hallway kitchen, you still end up spending more time here than maybe our living room. Which
It's great because you kind of have friends on every side that you're literally passing coffees, cocktails, everything to. And then I usually just sit in my Ann Objects Martin Burdinsky chair and ponder life. Come with us to the last room of the house, which is all glass doors. Our library, study, office, TV room, media room. All my clothes are literally stored underneath the sofa because there's no storage room. Probably where you find us the most besides the garden at the moment. I think we binge watch all of our favorite shows on this TV. It's a frame TV.
This room is also one of those things that when we got the place, we're like, had no idea what we were going to do.
Because there's 2 entry points. Like this is the only way into the back garden, and then behind you are the glass doors. So it's hard to be a guest room. It's hard to be a TV room. There's a lot of natural light. So finding ways of like curtaining off this entire wall. It was just about like creating a space that could be
flexible.
Like totally and super functional.
We put like
The pull-out desk.
here so you can have a desk if we need it, which I haven't used once.
My favorite art piece in the room is probably, okay, it's not really an art piece. It's my favorite thing I own. It's this signed picture from Britney Spears. peak. Oops, I did it again. Signed to me. This is if there's a fire besides my fabulous husband. This is what I'm grabbing to take with me. And I think a running theme, especially even this room, is like the outdoors inside. Like all the wallpaper from Fermentel was like meant to kind of look like a stormy sky, which is perfect for London. And then, you know, we have these funky lights that Porto Romano did, again, bringing the outside kind of indoors. Outside, we had this tiny little deck that you could barely squeeze onto, and we extended it out. So now you have all this amazing light, and you can see my favorite thing, which is my big palm tree. This really, for me, sold me on the house, because who gets to have a palm tree in London? This garden did not look like this at all when we got the place. It was a complete swamp before. You had mosquitoes everywhere. You had tons of poisonous bushes, and Lisa Collins, who did the garden design, killed it. And she really helped like define all these spaces. I was pumped because I finally got to have a fountain. The sound it makes is just like really magical. We spend all of our time here. This table is full of friends at all times. We have really wonderful furniture. Escholtz killed it. But when it came to the lighting of the garden, I had no idea how much it cost to actually put electrical into a garden. And so all the lights are all solar, and they're all from Amazon. At night, this entire garden illuminates, and all my neighbors were literally asking me, like, who's your like outdoor lighting designer? And it's literally was just me obsessively shopping on my phone. But it's really made it so magical. And what I love about it is if I get tired of one design, I just replace and move things around. So we're at the back of the garden. This for me is probably one of my happiest spaces and most proud spaces. We have our little blow up hot tub. It's not wood, but this was a dream of mine. Shout out to Amazon. It literally was like, I think we can have a hot tub. It arrived, and this is where you find me every night. I like get off the Eurostar. I kick off my platform boots. I run back here. I pretend like I'm eating figs off my tree. They're not ripe yet. I wish they were ripe. My husband had so much to do with the garden because he wanted everything to kind of be a bit more minimal. So all the furniture back here is from Eiholtz. For this space, I knew I wanted like a really wonderful sectional, and I wanted something that was really cozy and really easy. And I have friends from all walks of life that we just come back here and we talk the night away. And even the couple of days it's been raining, we're still out here literally holding little umbrellas and having deep conversations and drinking way too many martinis. This is my shower. This is the biggest running joke with my contractor, Scott, because it arrived. He was like, I think you made a mistake. You just bought an outdoor shower. And he was like, no, we don't do this in England. You don't have a shower. And I was like, yes, we do. And so actually, funny enough, I haven't used the indoor shower in the past month. I've just been showering out here. I like, again, big bath person, so I take all my baths in there. But this is my shower. This is my ride or die. This is my life, the shower. My husband in my outdoor shower, and my rod for my closet. Those are my babies. Bye, AD. Thank you for coming to our home and literally making this queer kid's dream come true. I need to now go make a bunch of food for my friends and learn how to cook. So I'll see you guys later.